Hi, how you doing? Thanks for watching. In this video, you're going to see and learn how to properly install fiberglass insulation to an approved wall assembly. We just had our electrical rough-in inspection, and I'm going to show you briefly how to go about doing this. This is real easy. We're using R13 craft batt with a vapor barrier in it. Okay, obviously paper always faces inside of the interior. And if you look at this wall, what we did was something a little bit different. Because it's a block wall, we didn't want to take from the distance on the property here for the room. So what we did was we constructed a front frame of 2x3. Now, it makes it a little bit more difficult to work with in the standpoint of packness. As you can see, there has to be a lot of nail plates installed by the electrician to protect those lines where they're stationary, to prevent screws from piercing in. Easy example, if you can see here, for some reason a nail should hit this, the odds are you're going to have flexibility. However, if there's a nail that goes through here, there's no place for the wire to go, and then you end up actually piercing that wire through. So a real easy way to go about doing this, basically you need your fiberglass insulation. This is R13. You need a stapler. I use a 3/8 staple. You can use an electronic. We have a small wall. I didn't bother bringing the electric stapler, so we'll just proceed with this one here. So one of the key things you need to do, if you have nail plates such as this and a backer, which we actually fasten to the block wall to help give this rigid support, so the wall's not going anywhere. If you look up top, this is what's called rock wool. This is fireproofing, prevent draft from coming up behind the wall. In the event of a fire, it slows the fire down. So if you look at different spots like the outlet here, if you could see that, that's actually packed in as well. That prevents fire from wicking up through the block and eventually passing up straight through to the attic. So it slows down the fire, giving people an opportunity. Where we get into this cross plate, we just need to tough this around a little bit, just so we can get our paper in there. So the first thing you'll do is just basically you'll start packing this. And I want to tell you something from an inspection standpoint. Neatness counts, because your inspectors are going to be looking at a quality job, which I'll show you the remainder as we go. So your first thing is take this and flip it behind, and then staple right alongside. You want to keep the stud exposed. Now what you want to watch is you don't rip your paper with your stapler as you go, because it just makes it look like a crappy job. And like I said, neatness counts. So what we want to do is, once we get this, you're going to pull it this way. And remember, we have a plate back here, so we have a little bit of a challenge getting this to look nice. And then you want to staple it in place. And I always go about 5 inches apart. Sometimes a little bit more, depends on what I'm doing here. Once you get your top set up, just groom your channel. And what I like to do is kind of tuck the bottom in a little, bring it down, try to get a nice straight line if you can on your tongue, and then do your other side, and then there you go. Now that's a finished cavity. Being a small cavity, it is a finished cavity. Now I'll take you this way. Sorry about the hand. Okay, so that's your finished cavity. Any wires or any boxes, what you'll do is you'll cut the paper, as you can see here, and you'll do the same thing. You'll remove or tuck away the fiberglass insulation. So to give you an idea, these are full runs here, and from a standpoint, you can see all electrical plates, because the inspector wants to see them, which he already approved. Any boxes. Now any voids like this we'll pack with some fiberglass. It was a pretty lousy cut right there. But the idea here, and I have a little bit less than 8 foot, so I have a little bottom tuck, which is great. I don't seem to have any kind of problems with that. And so the bottom line here is you want neatness. So when your drywall runs on this, and this will just work with a 2x3 wall, this cavity is a little less than 16, so it's just a little bit of a push as we're installing our drywall, and that'll keep us out of trouble. So when he comes in for his inspection, which will be tomorrow on this job, he's going to look for head to toe insulation, batt, Okay, minimum R13 for the wall. And he's going to look for a neat job. Once he sees a neat job, he'll give you your approval and you can start covering your walls with drywall. Okay, so what you also want to look for is any little area that your electrician may have missed. And as one was pointed out here, we need a nail plate here, so I put NP plate here. So I'll put that plate on there so Mr. Inspector can look at that as he asked for when he comes in tomorrow for the installation. Okay, I hope you liked the video. Let me show you one more quick, easy way to cut this stuff too. You know, if you take a regular utility knife, which is real simple, bam, they're a dime a dozen. What I like to try to do when I cut this, to get a clean cut, smooth, obviously make sure you have a new blade. Once you measure your distance for what you're going to cut, use a T-square or level or something flat that you can actually push and flatten out the insulation. Then when you run your knife down the line on a drag, not pointed upward because you'll snare it, on a drag, you'll get a nice clean paper cut all the way across. One or two follow-ups with the blade will cut through the insulation. So basically, folks, that's about it. If you like the video, please subscribe. Any questions or comments, feel free. And I hope you got something out of this. So basically, it's how to insulate with fiberglass batt insulation on a prepared wall. Thanks again. Bye.